Alrighty then, it's time for a Jungle Jacks game. Let's get this show on the road. So, I really like how this game turned out, so I'm hoping you do too. Anyways, look at the enemy team composition and look at my composition. Small spoiler, I'm basically going to have to go Bruiser Jacks this game. My team doesn't really have a front line. You know, Singed can count as a front line, but he's mostly going to be, running around and such, so he doesn't really get to be there, in front of the team most of the time. He's around the enemy team, through the enemy team, behind the enemy team, that kind of stuff, right? And the enemy team has 3 divers. And technically, Ezra can also dive in a sense, follow through. So the enemy team is going to kind of, if they grab someone, they're going to dunk them. So I have to be a little bit fatter in order to survive this, well, at least when it comes to it, because if they jump me, I don't want to instantly blow up. No matter how much damage I have, I'll just explode. I'll explode and deal 0 damage in the end. So, Bruiser Jacks is the name of the game. And thanks to the first blood that I received, I was able to buy a Tiamat on the first back, which is pretty damn good. I don't have the mana to continuously clear because I don't have the jungle talisman, but it's pretty damn good to have the Tiamat to speed up my clearing and get myself to a Titanic Hydra as quickly as possible. By the way, yeah, that's still the lag when you record replays. Again, it still hasn't been fixed. It lasts a few seconds and then it goes away, but I don't know what bug causes it. And even if I'm not recording, it still plays through, so yeah. So far, my team has captured a pretty early lead, killing the enemy team, and it's pretty good because my composition is very much control the midfield, control the middle of the team fight, and hopefully the Vayne picks up kills. At least that's what it's seeming to be right now. I also, thanks to my lead, I'm pretty damn dangerous, so if I catch anyone, I can deal quite a bit of damage, as this Gragas learned pretty damn badly. Thankfully, my top laner, Singed, catches him, and we're able to pick up the easy kill against the Gragas, who, again, mindlessly walked into the river. It's a pretty good lead right now, 1-5. The CS is okay on my team. Top laner isn't getting as much CS because the Renekton is super aggro. I come to gank down bottom lane, and I managed to get the Ezreal with a fortunate flash and stun. I could have turned around to kill Zyra, but I didn't want to give the kill to Wukong. Because so far, he's got 3 kills. That makes him pretty dangerous, even if they have a John on the enemy team, because he could probably, blow her up and then spin and, rend my team worthless. Essentially, Cassiopeia is probably going to be the MVP of this game. At least this is what I was thinking while playing this. Right now, the Wukong has 5 kills. And on an AD caster character, that's a big deal. He can basically blow up anyone aside from me or the Singed in one go. And on the Singed isn't going full-on tanky yet, he'll probably get killed by a full-on combo too. So yeah, pretty grim prospects to having their assassin/initiator pretty damn big. Renekton, as the same, he keeps getting super aggro against the Singed, and it makes him a very easy target. Also, the enemy team seemingly ignoring me throughout this whole thing. You can see I have quite a level advantage. I'm starting to farm up a shitstorm, basically because I get to steal farm and just constantly run around. Still, though, you can see the score's been evened down. Most of the kills, well, 7 of the kills, only one kill is not on Wukong. And that's a pretty big deal. I mean, we've talked about this in previous videos. When the kill spread is that poor, if your main, if your biggest dude gets wiped out or picked up or doesn't build properly, it's gonna cause serious issues. My team, on the other hand, has a pretty good kill spread, and also a little bit of most control on the map. Again, like I said, the enemy team is letting me farm up quite a bit, and you guys know a farm Jax is a game-winning Jax. So even a Bruiser even as Bruiser Jax. And that's what I meant, by the way. The Wukong, since he's pretty big, doesn't matter that Janna has an ultimate or whatever. As soon as she jumps on somebody, as soon as he jumps on somebody, he's gonna destroy them. Here, though, as you can see, Cassiopeia is probably going to be one of our biggest game winners. The enemy team relies on dashes and whatnot. So if she casts her, I think it's her W, if she casts it properly, she's going to make them sitting targets and we're just going to blow them up. And here you can see my damage has ramped up tremendously. I have a Cinder Hulk and I have a Titanic, and I have a huge lead right now. A level lead, I mean. So my damage is spectacular. Anyone I jump at is probably going to get nuked down. Not necessarily killed, but going to get beaten severely. Here I summon the Rift Heralds, just hoping to distract the enemy team. And it's not the best Rift Herald because they respond to it rather quickly. I was sort of thinking they were all around mid lane, you know, trying to do something there. 10 to 12, like I said, the kill spread is pretty damn even. Although in retrospect, seeing from the replay, the kill spread is more in my favor. It's not that big of a difference. And again, I'm just taking as much farm as possible. I'm not really sharing any buffs. And since the Singed isn't farming or doing any proxy farming or any of those shenanigans, I get to just constantly steal his lane. Though, and you know, since I'm farming though, it also puts me out of action. And considering I'm probably the most strongest on my team currently, it's pretty grim because the enemy Wukong, again, is annihilating my teammates. Here, Renekton realizes that you probably shouldn't jump me, and he lost half his health for basically no damage dealt to me. Again, that's sort of like a foreshadowing of how the game is going to go. Zyra gets caught and absolutely destroyed. But she's a support, so that was bound to happen. And we can easily pick up a blue buff here. Again, this game is pretty damn even. So it's a pretty good example of just, you know, players kind of playing right. Although they shouldn't have been feeding Wukong as much as they did. If Wukong wasn't this big, then we'd really have nothing to worry about because their composition isn't all that great. You know, they've got a flimsy front line. They can be beefy, but they're not a true front line. They're pretty squishy, so they'll just probably get run over by Cassiopeia, and then I, you know, pick up the pieces from them. But since Wukong is pretty big, he can just kind of smash the wall we would build, right? We'd be the Berlin Wall, and he'd be, you know, the very, very angry West Germans. Anyways, my teammates get initiated on, and I sneak from behind to do quite a bit of damage to the enemy backline alongside the Singed. But the Wukong kind of annihilated some of my two other really strong teammates and then killed the Singed. And here, no matter how big I am, I can't deal with the combined fattiness of the enemy team and my lack of huge burst damage. So I get wiped out. And then Majana gets killed, and it's an ace for the enemy team. A very delayed ace, but still. So that's pretty grim. Essentially put, like I've been saying, if Wukong catches my team in a bad position, he'll just wipe us out. He's that big right now, and it is pretty scary. So yeah, hoping for the best here. You can see my build is tailored to at least control the enemy team and kind of disrupt the front line big time. I'll use my Randuin's Omen, reduce some damage and whatnot, and slow them down, and hopefully the Cassiopeia destroys them. That's at least my hope with this kind of build. You know, if they ignore me, I'll over time deal a ton of damage. But if they focus me, I won't die immediately, and the Cassiopeia will hopefully grind them down alongside the Singed. Unfortunately, as you saw a little bit ago, I got killed no matter how, you know, tanky, quote unquote, I became. But fortunately, this Cassiopeia is on the ball, and it's just delaying and just trapping the enemy team and dealing quite a considerable amount of damage. The enemy team, again, they couldn't push because they're that afraid of the Cassiopeia, so kudos to her. She is, again, the anchor for this team. Not the Vayne, who you can see her score is pretty meh. It's a Cassiopeia. Here I catch the Zyra and just destroy her. I give chase to the Renekton, who can't escape through the combined Smite and Random Endowment. And because of that, we're able to turn our attentions to the Baron. So easy peasy lemon squeezy, we get this Baron with no competition. So yeah, now, again, look at the kill spread. It's pretty damn even. We got the Baron, and we're able to just, you know, start pushing through the power of our minions. And once again, thanks to the combination of Singed and Cassiopeia, them trying to engage on us with their flimsy front line would be pretty much would be pretty much gridlocked. Either way, now my next item, at least my idea, I'll say after the Maul Mordius to defend me against their like combined annoyances and AP. The only combined from the Gragas and maybe the Ezreal, essentially survive that. Plus to get that other powerful passive to give myself some artificial damage boost rather than, you know, buying straight items. After this, I'm going to be purchasing Guardian Angel because, you know, if I'm already tanky and difficult to kill thanks to my dodge, I become even tankier. See, I dive the enemy back line, doing as much as I can, but because of exhaust and essentially the fact that my team kind of got destroyed or at least pushed away by the Wukong, I couldn't do enough damage. Thankfully, I survived by, you know, a sliver of health, and we only really lost one person, so that's pretty damn good. Like you see, my team is pretty damn strong at disengaging, so we've got that going for us. Cassiopeia, Singed, and Jax. Just the trifecta right here is really strong. If I was Trundle, it'd be even more hilarious. But yeah. Again, I think I've mentioned this before, but I despise Ezreal. It's just like the amount of pushing, or I mean, kiting he can do when he gets that blue build. Anyways, we still have the power to push, so we easily get this turret, and I dive in, and we destroy the Gragas, and that gives us quite an advantage in this next little team fight. But Vayne and I get chunked down, and then the Singed also gets chunked down, and then Wukong comes in to finish the rest of us off. Well, I get killed, though I do get Wukong killed too. But unfortunately, then that leads to the death of the Janna, then the Vayne, and then Cassiopeia tries valiantly to grind this Ezreal down, but unfortunately she's too low health to survive it, so she gets killed off too. Another delayed ace. Or I don't think Singe died. But yeah, essentially put, this game is, like, I think a pretty wonderful game. I like it that both teams have paths to victory, although in the sense of theirs is mostly because Wukong got super fed. It just showcases you that even counters get nullified by just sheer brute force. So yeah, we're in that dire strait. If we can't control Wukong, then our backline gets destroyed. And even if we do control him, he's not really the best target to go for after he's blown his load or something like that. So then the Ezreal just pummels the crap out of us. Like, my team has like one initiation or one go, and if they survive that, we get picked off and grinded down. So it's one of those games. Here is a very precarious situation because I want to sneak attack them from the behind, grab their Ezreal and whatnot. My team is in a really odd position because they want to get the dragon and they don't want to give it up to the enemy team. But Ezreal's poke is way too much, and then Wukong managed to get into the back line and basically get them all. I go for the Ezreal with everything I've got, and I don't kill him. I eventually just kind of have to turn around and pick off somebody I can, which is the Wukong, but then that too leads to my death, so might have well just sort of retreated. Janna runs for her very life, distracting, I think, the Gragas, but eventually he kind of misses the kill, so at least she gets to survive. The enemy team also got Red Dragon too, and now they have a kill spread lead, and they also have more gold than us technically. Still though, 17 kills on Wukong. Their kill spread isn't that good. It's really poor. And now I have Guardian Angel. Arjana got caught and killed, and that's a big deal because they're going to go for Baron definitely. And here I know, I'm just waiting for it. We can't get vision on it, but I know I can potentially steal it because if they focus me with Guardian Angel, it's just, my teammates will grind him down. So I go in there, use my E, and I get a pretty bad stun on Renekton, but they missed their smite. I take it. They focus me, and of course my Guardian Angel activates. And as that respawn, I get another stun off, and I'm able to stun all 4 of them. I do get dropped down, but that allows my teammates to just destroy the enemy team completely, except the Renekton. He got to, scamper off somewhere. So I got my team the Baron before I died, and that pretty much seals the deal. It was a very close thing, and it only happened because they missed their smite, and I think it's because they were starting to panic because they were trapped in the corridor. So, hooray for this team. This was a pretty damn good baller game. I mean, you obviously saw some teammates got fed and some teammates were the weak links, but both overall, this game was pretty even throughout, and it had a really spectacular finish. So, yay! And if you liked this video, remember to give it a like. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure to hit the little bell up there somewhere so you actually get notifications to my videos because YouTube and stuff.